Hey everybody, it's Courtney from A Nefarious Nightmare.
And I'm Amanda.
And we just kind of wanted to jump on here and give y'all a little bit of a bonus episode real quick. We really wanted to talk about the True Crime Podcast Festival. So fun. Did you have a lot of fun?
I had a blast. It was so fun getting to see everybody, getting to put faces to names.
Sure.
Or actually, vice versa.
Yeah.
Names to faces.
Yeah, names to faces, vice versa. Finally got to meet Shay. She was going to join us tonight, but she's too much of a stuck-up person to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Too good for us.
She's exhausted from this weekend, as
so are we. No excuses. Yeah.
So that's okay.
No excuses, Shay. No excuses.
No excuses for the unpaid intern.
Yeah, unpaid intern, but it's all right. You are Amanda's niece. I actually shortened her nickname. It was UPO San something. Yeah, UPO San. UPO San.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Like it.
Rolls off the tongue. Not very
Really
good at all.
does. Really does. I like it. We should stick with that.
What was your favorite moment of the True Crime Podcast Festival?
Oh my gosh, what was my favorite moment? Okay, let me think. I honestly think my favorite part was making the loop around and just connecting with all the other podcasts there. I think that was the most rewarding.
Yeah.
As much as I loved meeting people and new listeners, which is amazing, and I really, really did enjoy that. Mm-hmm. It was just nice making that little loop around and connecting with so many other people who have the same passion and goals that we have in their lives. It's just nice. It's nice to be able to have the same outlook on life as other people do. Mostly.
Yeah, it was validating.
It was.
So if you guys are hearing something in the background, it's probably my husband's TV. He's watching something.
Or my husband getting ice out of the freezer right now that I can hear through my headphones.
No, somebody screamed in the background, and I promise you nobody's dying. It's just some show was on. So no death was happening. But yeah, no, I don't know about you, but I felt really validated this time. And I say this time as if I've been to like 15 of these things, but I've only been to one, and that was this year. I want to give a quick little apology, and I know Shay's going to be listening to this and saying, I don't understand why you're apologizing. Well, guess what? That's what I do. I have a keychain that says I'm not sorry to remind me to not say sorry all the time, but I'm sorry. You guys, I have really bad social anxiety. I'm not going to go into it today or pretty soon. I'll go into it maybe next year, God willing. But I have social anxiety. And part of the reason why is because I was part of a cult. I was in it for 4 years, and we'll get into it one day, but just know that anybody that has been into a cult, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are dumb or undereducated or poor or anything. Like, anybody can be part of a cult.
Yes.
And I was unfortunately part of one, and I escaped it. But I never sought therapy for it. And so part of the reason why I have severe social anxiety is because of the stuff that I've gone through with that and never seeking therapy. Therapy is very important. Mental health is very important. I advocate very heavily for those that are sexual assault survivors, but I also advocate very heavily on mental health because as a neurodivergent, I've been through some shit and never sought therapy. And I'm just here to tell you, please, if you can, go seek therapy.
Yes, absolutely. I think me and Courtney we both need to get into therapy this year.
Yeah, that's our New Year's resolution here in almost September.
Yes, next year, let's start. No, mental health is extremely important, and I have my own issues, but
yeah,
I mean,
we all have issues.
Even if you haven't gone through anything like hugely traumatic in your life,
mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that something hasn't traumatized you or something hasn't bothered you. Or, I mean, even if you feel like your life is perfect, it's still a good idea to go get further mental health What's the word I'm thinking of?
Just therapy.
Therapy. Thank you.
Yeah. See, Amanda and I are bonded at the hip through the fact that she and I both have been through a lot, and we've seen some shit in our lives. And I did not expect this episode to go this way. So I'll make it quick. We'll talk about it another time, but Amanda and I both have been through quite a bit of shit in our lives, and it has contributed hardcore to our mental health issues as well as our social anxiety. I've had social anxiety since as young as I can remember. It started with me literally chewing the quicks of my nails, and it got worse in the situations that I have been through. So being in a public setting with like a ton of people, it's like I knew I needed to be there. I knew I needed to talk and mingle and network, but it's insanely scary because it's almost like starting school for the first time. You know what I mean? You're meeting new people and you're worried about what everybody's going to think about you. And really, we shouldn't be worried about what other people are going to think, but this podcast is extremely important to Amanda and I. And it's important. It's our baby because we want to get these victims' stories heard. We want to get the survivors' stories heard. And when we feel like other people are judging us based off of something that, was a mistake, like a small mistake that we'd begged for forgiveness over, or based off of any other like oversight that might have happened, it bugs me to know. And I want to fix everything. So, but anyways, if I had come across, I can't speak for Amanda in this, but if I'd ever come across you and have given you any kind of impression that I was over talking or being awkward or, annoying, I'm sorry.
All you can do is be true to yourself and be yourself. And something that I feel like is something really hard for anybody, me, you, Joe down the street, anybody. It's so hard to wrap your head around the fact that not everybody's going to like you.
Yeah. Unless
you're just a downright evil freaking person like the people we talk about. I'm okay. It's, you do you, be yourself. I can't fault you for that. That goes back to me. That goes back to Courtney. That goes back to anybody. I mean, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right. And I mean,
that's okay.
Yeah, that is okay. The only thing that really what's important to us and what was really eye-opening about this podcast festival is the fact that there were so many advocates there. And there's discussions about the ethics and true crime have been occurring a lot, especially lately. And it just reinforced everything that we do this for. You know what I mean? We don't do this to please our peers. We do this to raise awareness and be advocates. And the competitive nature of anybody is quite frankly irritating because there's no competition if you're trying to raise awareness. There's just no reason to be dicks to each other.
No, so we want all the cases we do to be covered by every podcast. If only one podcast is covering a case, then it's not going to be heard by everybody.
Exactly.
Many podcasts need to cover many cases. We're not in competition with each other, and I feel like it's not just in the true crime podcast community. It's throughout any podcast. It's throughout any TV shows. It's pretty human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, but we can't own it. We cannot own a story. That's not our position.
Right.
Our jobs is to educate crimes, and that's.
Yep.
We want the story, any story we have ever covered, we want other people to cover it. We want those victims to be heard. So there's no competition between any other podcast and us, in my opinion. I think we're all fantastic if you're doing the things for the right reasons. I will 100% support you.
Absolutely. We wanted to get our little 2 cents in there and let y'all know that. I mean, this weekend has been amazing. It's been a fun time. But it was eye-opening. And I mean, sometimes you are so like doomed by how people act on social media, that you go in expecting something, but you leave with something completely different. And I left with something completely different. I went in expecting for the world to crumble. I left feeling pretty damn good about us. So, and my highlight of all of this was not just meeting other creators. I met so many great creators. They were amazing. Yeah. But my biggest highlight was meeting John Palmer. I know. You know, it blew me away. Like, to meet somebody that we had covered his, family member or his wife, to meet anybody and know that we made some kind of impact. Yeah. Didn't have to be much, but it was enough to where he actually thanked us and we were able to hug each other. And it just reinforced every reason why we do what we do. It's Absolutely. Not for entertainment. We're not educators, but it is for education. It's to keep you vigilant. It's to keep you aware, and it's to be an advocate. Yeah. So with that being said, I think that everybody that was at the True Crime Podcast Festival was fucking awesome. And I want to thank Lainey Hobbs on our episode for being such an amazing force with this. So
yes, absolutely.
All right, so now we got all that get Debbie Downer stuff out of the way. Speaking of the True Crime Podcast, the big reason why we have this episode is because we want to announce a winner. Oh, so
yes. Do you have it in front of you, or I have it in front of me? I have it in front of me right now. So
I'm looking at it too. So we, for those of you that don't know, we had a contest at the True Crime Podcast Festival. It was kind of an impromptu last-minute contest.
But it was fun.
But do what?
It was fun.
It was fun. This was all Amanda's idea.
Thanks.
She did a great job. We're geniuses. Y'all didn't know, but anyway, originally we were gonna get like little plastic bees. Real quick backstory: the bee represents victims and survivors. We've talked about it a lot, but they are symbolism of victims and survivors because they are resilient and strong, but they are also vulnerable. But we wanted to use little plastic bees and have everybody guess how many bees were in this vase, but we couldn't find any bees. But Dollar Tree had a $1 sale on all their Halloween shit, so we found little eyeballs that were yellow and black, and we're like, well, those will do. So we had a guess. Do what?
Nothing. Go.
Oh, okay. So we had nothing. Go. So we had a thing where we had you guys guess how many eyeballs were in the vase, and shockingly, one person got it right.
One person.
There were several people that got it really close.
I know. And honestly, while we were there, I was telling Courtney, I was like, 2 people got it.
Yeah.
And no, 2 people didn't get it. 1 person got it. I don't know how I thought 2 people got it. I'm still looking at this sheet over and over and over again.
I still think we need to give away 2 shirts. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Well, no, I'm not reading it because I think you're wrong. I'm just bringing it because I swear there was 2 people that guessed it.
Wait, I can't find it either.
I just still feel like I'm going insane.
It's all right.
I sent you the picture of all of them last night. You didn't see it, did you?
I didn't see it, but one person got 80. One person got 83, and Amanda doesn't like odd numbers, so originally it was 83.
2 people got 83, actually.
Shit. I'll do 3 shirts. Okay, we'll do 3 shirts. We'll do it. Okay, so the one who got it right on the money, I'll let you announce that one.
The one who got it right on the money and guessed 82 eyeballs was Kalata Childress.
I hope we said your name correctly, but we will send you an email and let you know that it was you. I hope you hear this episode, but you have won a shirt. If you hear this episode before we email you about it, please email us and let us know that that's you, and let us know what your size is and your address, and we will send you whatever shirt that you see on our Teespring. Okay, who are the other 2? Yeah.
Okay, our other 2, they got super duper close. Was So I'm looking. It was actually Nancy Abercrombie from Damsel Ninja Nancy.
She did.
She did.
Oh my God. And she's
so fun. And I just loved her.
Everybody
Thank you
there was
so much,
fun.
Nancy, for stopping by and just entertaining us for a little while. That was so much fun.
She was fun. She called us a scream.
She did.
I was like,
I've never heard that
word. I love it. No, everybody there was nice. Now, who's the third one?
Oh, the third one is... Oh, where'd she go? I just put both these papers in front of me. Oh, it's Annie Peterson.
Annie Peterson. So, we have three... hold on. So, we had Colada Childress. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Annie Peterson, and we have...
I think it says Peterson. I can read the email address at least.
And we have Nancy Abercrombie. So you guys, please be sure to send us an email and let us know that you've heard this episode, and let us know your size and your address and which shirt that you want. You can either do that right away, or you can do that a little later when we update all of our merch, but that's up to you. I'm pretty sure Nancy's going to want the zombie faces though, because she really loves those.
Well, they're amazing.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to everybody that played this game. Thank you so much to Lisa Wilburn, Kelly Hall, Brandy Hall, Kalata Childress, Lydia Nurath. If I butcher your names, guys, I am so sorry. Savannah Sleed, Alyssa Lackey, Priscilla Wilson, Rebecca Dalby, Mary Newis, Scott Musgrove, Beth Lane, Carrie Howard, Cassie Wynn, Melanie Cole, Dawn Gandhi, Nancy Abercrombie, Laura Olejnizak. I hope I'm not right, but I doubt I said that right. Sheila Villa, Delia Wilson, June Hancock, Suzanne Swank, Annie Peterson, Nicole Farms, Shay Johnson, of course, Bob Mata, Christy Parsons, Teresa Brundage, Naomi Greyhart, Serena Koss, Tiffany Lee, Colby West, Marissa McMillan, Brandy Carter, Cindy Ledford, Ed Lujan, Isaac Mackey, Cindy Salvitti, Dawn Salvitti, Ashlyn Flynn, Dee Lindsay, Callie Tabor, Azara Marie, Alexander Acevede, Andre Matthews, Amy Derrick, Brooke Edwards, and then these without the last names, Jesse, Eric, True Consequences, Leslie, and Rochelle. Thank you all for guessing and playing.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun to meet everybody. It was fun to meet all the podcasters. We are definitely going to be there next year. We are going to try to get a panel. We're going to try to bring somebody from a past episode, or maybe five.
We're setting it up already. We are going to be on it.
We're going to be polished next year. But that's it for this little bonus episode. We love you guys. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet everybody. And remember, be vigilant for when you mess with the bees. Thank you so much for listening to A Nefarious Nightmare. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can find us on Instagram at Nefarious Nightmare Pod. You can find us on Twitter at A Nefarious Pod. You can find us on Facebook at A Nefarious Nightmare Podcast. You can even follow and interact with us on TikTok at Nefarious Nightmare Pod. If you love what you hear and want to hear even more, plus bonus content from our other podcast, Not So Nefarious Criminals, which, by the way, we talk about Florida Man or crimes that should be Florida Man, as a palate cleanser, you know, because mental health is important. And also, if you just want early access to episodes, please find us on Patreon. Just look for A Nefarious Nightmare Podcast. We would absolutely love to hear from you. So if you have any stories to share or case suggestions, please email us at anefariousnightmare@gmail.com. If it's a case suggestion, please add case suggestion somewhere in the subject line. If you're looking for an easy way to subscribe to our podcast, just look on our link tree and we have every known podcast platform listed. Just click there and subscribe. One last thing. please feel free to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts so that way we can get pushed even further into the podcast universe. Because, we have a lot to say and everybody has a lot to learn. Thank you so much for listening and take care.